Hello, and welcome to the Collegian News Webcast. I'm Victoria Brito.
And I'm Jonathan Baldwin, and here are this week's stories.
UT Brownsville Provost Alan Artebis says the university plans to build a new multi-purpose building either behind Biomedical Research Building or beside main building by the end of the year, but no decisions have been finalized. As part of the consolidation of UT Brownsville and UT Pan American into the new university, UT Rio Grande Valley, in fall 2015, UTB now has access to the Permanent University Fund and has received $54 million for the construction of a 140,000 square foot academic building. The PUF is a public endowment established in 1876 by the Texas Constitution and draws revenues from oil, gas, and land leases to benefit the UT and Texas A&M systems.
With our PUF dollars, we receive $54 million. We're about literally within a week or so to start program.
Artebis said UTB owns 300 acres of land and there is no immediate plans to build on the east side of US Highway 77.
Model of what you call a compact urban, spread out like a lot of universities. That buildings are close together.
This means that buildings will be close together and parking will be minimized, encouraging alternative transportation methods.
We're going to cut back on parking and very much improve public transportation.
UT Brownsville's Vice President for Student Affairs addressed the Student Government Association on the plan to increase tuition and fees next fall. Anthony Cano has more.
UT Brownsville's Vice President for Student Affairs told the Student Government Association there were good discussions during the two recent forums on proposed tuition increases.
Good discussions back and forth from our students. I was very proud of the issues that were raised, some of the concerns that were raised.
Silva said the increase is about $187 per semester. The revenue generated from that tuition increase would fund additional tutoring for the Link to Success program, as well as supplemental instruction and some online tutoring.
And then there's going to be an additional money, I think a little over $1 million set aside for what they're calling summer scholarships.
Stephanie Mendez, president of the Student Government Association, said she and SGA Vice President of Public Relations Pedro Rangel attended a Tuition and Fees Policy Advisory Committee meeting earlier that morning, but did not elaborate on the proceedings. After two consecutive meetings without meeting quorum, the Senate had enough members present to pass an amended resolution allocating $500 for the purchase of awards for executive board members and senators, with consideration given to the most cost-effective services.
For the past 2 weeks, and this resolution's been taken for quite a while.
Yes.
And taking into consideration that the leadership banquet is next week,
Yes.
I want a motion to amend that we go ahead and fix the wording with this, with replacement of, rather than plaques and, specifics, go ahead and, just do, awards that, suffice to our deadline.
Mendez explained that the UT-RGV presidential search is on schedule and that the committee in charge of the search should be able to make a recommendation to the UT System Board of Regents for the first president of the new university. Steven Cisneros, Assistant Director of Residential Life and Temporary SGA Advisor, reminded the Senate to promote the upcoming SGA elections through social media and other means, and stressed to get fellow students involved in running for the Senate. Students had until April 3rd to apply for candidacy. Voting on the SGA election takes place from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday, and from 8 a.m. to noon Thursday via Blackboard. Results will be announced Friday. For the Collegian News, I'm Anthony Cano.
The Brownsville City Commission has tabled an ordinance that would allow a group of investors to open a restaurant and party place at 1904 Central Boulevard after several neighborhood residents spoke out against the plan.
Planning and Zoning Commission approved and recommended the approval of this case with conditions. One of the conditions was no outside patios. And it has some conditions as far as hours of operation.
But a handful of the residents of the Korea Street neighborhood fear the restaurant will disrupt their quiet neighborhood.
Commissioners, my name is Gordon Lipscomb, and we stipulated to some conditions on the property, but we're still adamantly opposed to it.
Sergio Cantu, who represents the investors, assured the commission and the neighbors that noise will not be an issue.
El sonido todo va a estar dentro del... Todo va a estar dentro. Si ustedes se paran en cualquier restaurante, vayan al Chili's, vayan al Antonio Cariños, párense en la banqueta y fuera de la pared no se escucha absolutamente nada. Y son bares. Es más bar que restaurante en el caso de Chili's.
The next meeting of the Brownsville City Commission will take place at 6 p.m. April 15th in City Hall. Last Wednesday, the UT Brownsville main courtyard was decorated in blue in observance of World Autism Awareness Day. Light It Up Blue, a fundraiser for the Moody Clinic, coordinated by Associate Professor John Cook's Communication and Diversity class and the Communication Council, featured a variety of activities such as face painting, a bake sale, a prize drawing, a photo booth, a free speech alley, and a chance to throw balloons filled with blue paint at Cook, who is the Communication Department Chair. Special needs children from the nonprofit organization Hidden Talents Academy attended the event with the rest of the students on campus. All proceeds from the fundraiser will be donated to Brownsville's Moody Clinic, an outpatient rehabilitation therapy clinic for children with special needs.
Here is Rick Saldivar with the I Think question of the week.
For this week's I Think, we asked students which song defines their life. This is what they said.
I'm going to say Metallica one, because every day when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to be the one.
The song Don't Blink by Kenny Chesley.
Why?
Because it like shows me that life is too short to not take anything for granted. Like, my grandpa's old, so I always like try to spend as much time as I can with him, and like he shows me like a lot in life, that everything happens in a blink of an eye, and I think that's true because like I'm barely 19, but like I miss my childhood. Like I feel like I'm growing up.
Hakuna Matata by Lion King.
Why?
Because it means no worries.
I would say Kings of Leon, Closer.
Why?
Because you're going around seeing everything like in the world, like you see like troublings and stuff, and you're falling in love also. Like there's a part that a girl leaves him alone, falling in love, and I've dealt with a lot of love problems and stuff like that. But I mean, on the upper hand, like there's always like a bright side to this stuff. But in that, like you're always like feeling down when you're like getting broken up with. So.
La mía, la de Jimmy Buffett.
¿Por qué?
Porque me gustan las piñas coladas y pues está divertida. Me gusta.
Gracias. For the Collegian News, I'm Rick Saldivar.
Thank you for joining us this week. I'm Victoria Brito.
And I'm Jonathan Baldwin. Have a great week.